not to verify the domain.
Hey, my vision of this is just a very brief just introduction of the project.
Okay, it's January 17th. Can we call the Board of Franklin County Commissioners to order? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stottlemyre,
Present.
Vice Chair Harris,
Present.
Chair Waymeyer, Commissioner Dunn,
Present.
Commissioner Dickinson.
Present. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May be seated. Derek, you get any correspondence?
Yeah, we do. We have representatives from Orion Renewable Energy Group here this morning just to give a introduction to what they are calling the Prairie Sunlight Solar Power Project. So you guys want to come up?
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
How are you all? Thanks for the opportunity, I guess, for us to be here today and introduce our project to you. I am Alicia Smith. Obviously, we are both with Orion Renewable Energy Group. I am the project development manager, and this is Michael Kernick, who is one of our senior directors of development. And he's going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more about Orion, and then I'll tell you some more specifics about the project itself.
Commissioners, thank you very much for the time. My name, as Alicia said, is Michael Kernick. I'm a Senior Director of Developer at Orion Renewable Energy Group. Just a little bit of an overview on us. Alicia and I both live in Colorado. Orion is based out of Oakland in California. However, we develop projects all across the country. We started off as a wind energy development company in the late 90s. We're the part owner of two of our wind farms that we've developed, one in Indiana, one in Illinois. But since that time, we've developed about 8,600 megawatts of renewable energy projects across the country. Indiana, Illinois, a strong emphasis in Texas as some of the original projects. But over time, I've been with Orion for 9 years now. We've done a lot of expansion into the solar market. So we've got about approximately 1,500 megawatts of solar projects that have either been constructed or are under construction now. And yeah, we're sort of developing all throughout the country. Very happy to be here and working within the county. And Alicia will go into some more of the project details and the specifics. Yeah, just happy to be here, give an introduction to the project. And if you've got any questions, we'd be more than happy to answer anything that comes up.
Anybody got any questions?
Yeah. Will you be doing any public conversation? I mean, meetings, like in a lot of the counties around, they held public comment with the public, the residents in the county. Will you be holding a meeting, informational meeting to them, for them to be able to ask any questions they need to ask?
We don't have anything scheduled for a public meeting at the moment. In the coming weeks, we're going to be doing on-the-ground outreach to all of the neighbors within the notification process distance from where the project is located. It's 1,000 feet from where a conditional use permit would be applied for. With the size of that area, we'll be, it's going to take some time. We'll sort of work from close in and work our way out. So there'll be notifications through there. Our project website will be available imminently. We're just putting the final touches on it now. For a open public house, no plans, as I said, as yet. We're likely going to be coming in to the county a couple of times and giving you updates with what we're proposing to do. But it is our expectation to have, spoken with everyone in the very near term, the near proximity to where the site is, and making them aware of what our plans are outside of just the landholders who are participating.
I know when we get further into this project, I got a lot of questions on that, but I don't think it's really into the project enough now to ask a lot of those questions.
And yeah, Alicia or myself will be more than happy for any questions which come up outside of this to give you more of an introduction into solar development as a whole, some more on Orion, where we're up to on the project status. there's much information that we can give to you, we're more than happy to help out and provide it. I think Alicia will have a few more details on the project itself, sort of the location, the size, and
Yeah, I can give you like kind of the project summary itself. The project started in about 2018. We were interested in doing like a 35 megawatt smaller site. And so that was filed in 2018. It's with the Southwest Power Pool, which is the interconnection that we're going to get out here. And then there was lots of landowner interest there, and so we kind of checked the grid to see if there was capacity for like a bigger site. And then in 2020, we filed for what's 150 megawatt utility scale site. The distributed site itself, the POI, or the point of interconnection, is going to be around Rock Creek and Jackson Road on some existing power lines out there. And the utility scale site, which is 150 megawatts, is going to be, there'll be a new substation that will be needed to construct it so we can tap those transmission lines that kind of run across Montana Road. And this is all south of the city here in Ottawa. We've got about 2,900 acres of signed land under lease agreements, long-term lease agreements. We won't use all that land for the solar array or the panels themselves. It'll be somewhere around more like 1,500 acres. Most of our land acquisition efforts are done, so we've got plenty enough land to build or construct the proposed site on. We've got what we're calling collection easements, which are just easements that are needed for cabling and such to collect some of the, not collect, but connect the proposed panels to each other. So the timeline of all that is, we're kind of finalizing all that land acquisition right now. We've done some initial environmental studies, so wetland delineation, a habitat assessment, solar glint and glare study that was needed. And we're moving to, the special use permit, which is going to be needed to construct the project on the land that we have leased. And that's kind of our main purpose of coming to you all today. While we've been around since about 2018, kind of working on the project, we are heading into a lot more landowner outreach and such, and public outreach, and meeting with county officials, city officials. And so we're just out here, and we want you all to know that we're here to answer questions and be very public about the things that we're doing for the project and the steps and things that we need to move it forward. What else was there?
I'd just like to add on the time frame as well. So obviously, we've been out here for a few years. There was a bit of a delay with COVID. With the interconnection process with SPP, so when we filed back in 2020, we don't get any serious results until several years afterwards. So coming up in February, we're expecting to get our second batch of results. So that's a 4-year process where we've basically filed with the utilities and the regional transmission organization, and it's just a lot of waiting for us. So we're trying to strike the balance between, we've been out here for a while, but until we get the results from that interconnection, we don't know if we're a real project or not. We could get horrendous results. Things have been trending very well from what we've been seeing to date with SPP, the regional transmission organization. We believe that we're in a good spot in the grid to actually move the power around. Didn't want to preempt coming in and describing the project when we might have got terrible results. So sort of striking the balance between when we come in and notify it at that point and when we believe the project's a solid project.
Any more questions?
I just had one comment because you talked about delays. We are in the process of looking at our plan for the county, and it might be another year before that gets done. So does that make a difference on?
There's the special use permit process, and the solar ordinance has been completed. It is being adopted by the county.
Okay.
I think from our timing, we will need to do a few more environmental surveys. We'll need the snow to clear off the ground now. So maybe sort of end of Q1 until we can get that wrapped up. I'd say we're probably looking to do something sooner in the permitting timeframe than 1 year. Potentially looking to apply, to put a rough date on, maybe sort of in the second quarter potentially. But that's going to be dependent on working with the county attorney, working with Patrick on the planning board, making sure that we're ticked off everything that we need to do, and it's been a very good working relationship to date. I think Alicia and I have enjoyed working with the county, so yeah, I'd say it's most likely as it starts to warm up, we can finish the surveys and then get any applications in that are adequate to the requirements then.
Anybody else?
Yes, I got one question. One question I would get, would I see my electric bill go down?
Hopefully. The idea
Hopefully.
the idea with this solar project is with, the existing aging fossil fleet, some of the more expensive generation will be removed. We would be in a competitive bid process. So we need to provide the lowest costs to beat our competitors in the area. So we would only be selected if we are a cost competitive project. If that's passed along to you by your utility and your municipality power, it's up to them. I don't know exactly what it is, but it would be more than likely that what's eventually built is going to be a cheaper resource than what's there currently.
All right, thank you.
Thanks a lot. We appreciate the hope the best on the project.
Thank you. We look forward to working with you all, and yeah, it's exciting.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Any more correspondence?
No, sir.
Janet, public comment?
No public comment.
Need to consider the approval of claim vouchers of tax change orders of $1,751,166.15. The minutes from January 8th and the minutes from January 10th.
Motion approved.
Second?
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yes.
Commissioner Dunn?
Yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes, but abstaining from the minutes for the January 10th meeting.
Vice Chair Harris?
Yes. Items of business, neighborhood revitalization properties. Janet, can you help us on that?
So the City of Ottawa forwarded this to me some time ago, and we're just now getting it on an agenda. It's not really a rush item, so, but it lists a number of properties that have been approved by the Neighborhood Revitalization Committee. There's 24 properties on here. As you can see, quite a number of them are new. It's kind of hard to tell from their memo how they've broken them down, but there's residential new selling, residential new renting, residential new unsure. So quite a number of those. And then same with the remodel occupied, homeowner occupied, remodel selling. So you can see how all of those properties break down. 24 properties in all have been approved by the Neighborhood Revitalization Committee. And now they're just here for your final approval that when they do meet the criteria of the program, then they would be admitted to the program. Any questions about this?
Everybody was pretty comfortable with everything in there. The board.
It sounded like it from the correspondence I got. I believe it's Commissioner Harris that sits on that
Yeah,
committee.
I think the biggest thing is, it's the facts come out when they're done and all the numbers work to get them where they need to be.
Right.
I mean, they can give us whatever numbers they want, but it's at the end what really matters.
Right, and that's why you guys are approving these contingent on meeting all the criteria of the program. They have to meet the percent improvement requirement. They have to follow all the building codes of the City of Ottawa. They have to get their final occupancy certificate, which includes all of their yard work and all their finishing work inside. So it's not just you tell them you want to be in the program and you get to be in the program. You have to meet all of the criteria. So I do at the end, before I put the projects in the program, I received their certification from the City of Ottawa that shows what our starting appraisal was, what our ending appraisal was, and what the timeline was, so that we can make a determination. So I can look over it and make sure that make the determination for the county that it does meet the requirements before I enter it into the program.
It's always been a good program. Looks like it's a lot more numbers than normal.
Yes.
But I've seen a lot of it going on and around the town too.
The city of Ottawa is working on kind of a summary of, what the process, what the project costs us, but also like what we get back in the end. So kind of a cost-benefit analysis of the program as a whole, and they're working on that, and they're going to share the details with us when they're finished.
And I think with the change in the personnel in that department for the city, these kind of got bigger groups than we've seen in the past. So I don't think the numbers are more. I just think that they haven't had as many.
I agree. We used to do this 4 or 5 times a year, and now I'm seeing it maybe 1 or 2 times. But also, we are having a lot more infill of new houses. So if you drive around town, you can see that. And we have people coming into the courthouse, like questioning about vacant lots and stuff. And our tax sale that's coming up, we've got quite a few people watching that. So they could potentially demolish houses that are dilapidated, or buy vacant lots that the taxes haven't been being paid on. So a lot of developers are watching these.
You need a motion on that?
Yes, we need a motion and a second too.
I want to make a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second,
Commissioner Dunn?
yes.
Commissioner Dickinson?
Yes.
Commissioner Stottlemyre?
Yeah.
Vice Chair Harris?
Yes. Okay, we go on to staff reports.
Thanks, Rod. Just right quick, been battling the weather as much as anything over the last week, obviously. I'm sure David will give you a road and bridge update. As an organization, like our buildings, we had been faring pretty well. Yesterday, though, unfortunately, we had a broken pipe over in the catwalk between the law enforcement center and the JDC that flooded that catwalk and certainly caused some damage. We responded fairly promptly and well, so it's, our technology, everything is fine, but we did suffer that. So outside of that, maintenance has been doing a fantastic job keeping up as best as they can. I think we're looking pretty good, but we'll have to fix that. So don't really have anything else unless you have something for me. Thanks.
Thank you. Pat, you got anything? Sheriff? Wow, taking it easy on me, Dustin, now. Dave?
All right, so all of our paved roads are open and mostly clear. By the end of the day, with the temperatures warming up, we'll be in even better shape. All of our gravel roads have been plowed at least once, and they are in the process of, they started yesterday to widening those roads out. And so most of them that I've been on were in really good shape. Considering the amount of snow and the type of snow and the cold temperatures, most folks are able to get out and get where they need to be. We've had personnel working each day since last Monday morning. We ran 2 24-hour shifts Tuesday and Wednesday last week. With the temperatures dropping as low as they were and the equipment issues that we were having, we ran only daytime hours for the most part, Thursday through Sunday. And those were long days, but we felt like working in the daylight, at least it was a little bit safer for our folks to be out. But we did run as much equipment and personnel as we could during those times. Monday, we had our shop personnel out testing our fuel tanks, and they discovered gelling issues in each one of our remote fuel tanks. So we began hauling fuel to our motor graders from our tanks at the shop that weren't having those issues. And so although we did have some gelling in our equipment, we were able to get those rectified and up and going in short order. So that wasn't as big a deal as it could have been, mainly because of the proactive steps that our staff took to mitigate that. Even though we weren't running nights, we did have plow trucks and a couple of motor graders inside the shop where they could stay relatively warm. So in case of emergency, we could get those pieces out and help the emergency services, sheriff's department, the ambulance get to where they needed to be during those times. And fortunately, there wasn't a lot of that up until I think yesterday morning. There were several that we assisted with. So it was a rough storm. This is the first storm in my time that they actually had. We have these massive V-plows that we attach to our motor graders. That's the first time in my time here that we've had to get those out. And so they got them out yesterday, and they're out now as well, helping to widen out those roads and take care of the snow drifts were the biggest problem that we really faced. And the effort to mitigate those now is underway. So I think our the warming temperatures and the sunshine yesterday helped immensely. Today should be more of the same, and tomorrow as well. So we're going to continue working on the roads, getting them squared away so that they are safe for the traveling public. I know that our folks worked extremely hard during these extreme temperatures and the repeated equipment issues that we had. Every one of them kept moving forward. They never quit or laid down. They just kept moving forward throughout the whole entire storm. Our noxious weed trucks, our staff, and the equipment that they have, we have a couple of small plow trucks with a material spreader. Ordinarily, those trucks just work in our parking lots and our subdivisions, but because of the issues that we had with our large plow trucks, they were out on the main roads working as well. So they did everything that they could throughout the entirety of the storm and really made it possible for us to have the little bit of success that we did was in large part because of their efforts. So really want to acknowledge Rob Dell and Pat there in the noxious weed office for really stepping up and helping out in a big way. So on the road and bridge side, as it stands now, we've got all 9 of our motor graders out working. We have currently 4 snow plows that are operational, and they are out as well, working to keep get these roads in a little bit better shape. On the solid waste side, the transfer station had to close early on Monday, and we had to close all day yesterday. That it was primarily due to the fact that where we send our municipal solid waste, our trash, goes to the Hams landfill up north of Lawrence. They send us trucks or trailers every day. It's a normal process, but the equipment issues that they had on Monday, they shut down all their activity with the trailer. Not only were they having trouble with their trucks being able to deliver the trailers, but they couldn't get all the trash out of the trailers, simply frozen. And so they shut down operations until first thing this morning. And so they are now bringing us trailers. The problem is all the trailers that we have are full. And so it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours on a normal sunny day to make that round trip to bring us a trailer and take a full one away and back and forth all day long. We don't know exactly how long that's going to take in this weather. So it's going to take us, it's going to be slowly ramped up over the next day or two to be able to get back to normal operations at the transfer station. Our folks are there. They're doing everything they can to take care of our commercial trash haulers and the others that are bringing us trash and those sorts of things. But we are at the mercy of hams to be able to bring us trailers, empty trailers, so that we can then offload the trash trucks, load up the trailers, and send those to the quarry up, or to the landfill up north of Lawrence. So this is just going to be a slow process. We've been in communication with all of the commercial trash haulers since this started, and we continue to be in constant communication with them as we work through this. And so they are aware. They have been very understanding, but obviously anxious to offload so that they can continue to take care of their clients. So we're trying to work with them to make that happen, but it's just going to be a slow process for a while. And that's all I have. Unless you have other questions, happy to try to answer.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Janet? Commissioner comment? Don, you want to start?
Yeah, I did go to Wellsville Chamber yesterday. They started the program with COFO to do better advertising for their businesses and so forth, and Paul has been working with them really great on that. In fact, Economic Development is going to pay the first 2 months of them if they get into the process and working with them, and that'll put I know their chairman was on the radio this morning, and he said they've only been in a month, and he's really impressed. He didn't really realize he runs a Mid-America Bank up there. He's had a lot of people come in and say they heard him, and that's what it's all about, is spreading it out. And then he's done a really good job of revamping the and the chamber hadn't run good before, but he's done a few new, more modern ideas, I guess, what I'm trying to say. New logos, a new way of doing it. And they have a permanent part-time controller now over the program. And that's about it. I did go over, I think they still, I don't know where I'm going to, still have gas problems or something on the construction of the ambulance up there. It's just like it was 2 weeks ago. But I think that some reason they're having trouble getting the natural gas hooked up over there and into the building. It's all ready to sheet rock. They've got everything in there, all the doors and casings and ready to go. And only one thing I mentioned, I'd like to, in a future meeting, I'll tell Derek so he can put it on and talk about it. I know every month a different business provides a meal for the chamber, and I think the county has never done it as far as I know. I know Paul has done it a couple of times. They do it through the Wellsville Wellness Center. They provide the whole meal for $200 is what they do. And I'd like to maybe to put it on an agenda to ask if the county would be interested in doing one. Nothing, no hurry, but they're just doing their sign-ups for the year. And they have different businesses every month that will sponsor the meal. And I know the wellness center up there, the nursing home there, will do the whole meal, provide the room and everything for $200, which is a really reasonable situation. If I would like to see it, put that on, I could talk about it sometime in the near future. That's all.
Thanks, Don. Ron?
Yeah, I might ask Janet about this presidential preference primary in Kansas. Are you involved in that at all?
Yes, so the presidential preference primary is going to be put on as any normal primary or general election this year. That was adopted by the legislature last year. And so it, for county employees, we had something come out in the newsletter yesterday with all of the dates. And we're getting those set up on our website right now for our citizens to be able to see those two. They're also available on the Secretary of State's website. It'll be very similar to a regular election. We'll have all of our polling sites open, all of our election workers out working that day. Polls will be open 7 to 7 like they always are. So we're working on getting that set up. And the date of that is the 19th of March for the presidential preference primary. We'll send out advance ballots to those who are on the permanent advance list, just like we normally do for any primary in general. The timeline to request an advance ballot for anyone who isn't on our permanent advance list is different. And so we'll be getting that date out to the public. I'm going to be heading out to COFO to talk to them, to get the word out there. And I'm working with Joanna to get some things out to the public through our social media and our website.
That's all I have.
Thanks so much. Diane?
Just a couple of things. The city of Ottawa, Mike Skidmore is the new mayor. Emily Allen is the mayor pro tem, I guess they call it. And they've changed their meeting dates, so they're not meeting on Mondays at all anymore. Is that right, Milton? Every meeting is a Wednesday, all right. And then I was just going to just say that they're having a shelter for anybody that needs one for these cold days. They have one set up through Saturday, and they're going to have one every time it's going to be below 20, I think. So they have one up till Saturday, and then hopefully, maybe we won't need one for a while, but if anybody does need a place, it's at the Baptist Church downtown. If you need more information, then you can call United Way. That's all I have.
Okay, I don't have anything. I'd entertain a motion.
Motion. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.